Hello everyone, it's me, your girl, Lady L, coming to you on October 28th, 2014 with another blog post entitled, Is It Me? Okay, so in our previous post, we talked about making the first step. And then after making the first step, continuing to make step after step because we're working on consistency. Now, as you actually begin to embrace that, you'll notice that your relationships are changing and you start wondering, is it me? Like the way that I am dealing with people or the way they're dealing with me seems to be different. They're talking to me different or just reacting to me in a different way. Or maybe you just don't even have the same patience that you used to have. Okay, for instance, I have somebody in my life, or I had someone in my life who only called me when it was something going on with them, where it was some type of tragedy, some type of catastrophe in their life, and it would literally be the only time this individual would call me. Well, as I began to change and begin to flourish, I realized that I actually had other things I needed to be doing. Instead of always interjecting and being available for other people, I realized that sometimes I need to be available for me. And so it was really interesting because this one particular time, I decided I just wasn't going to answer the phone. Can you believe it? I just didn't answer the phone. Just because it rings doesn't mean I have to answer it. So I let it go to voicemail. Oh my goodness. I was so freed up by that because I always felt like I know what it's like to not have someone there for you. I know what it's like to be abandoned and to feel like no one else is listening. I know what it feels like to want to actually make that phone call and you make it and nobody answers the phone. So I took it upon myself to be that person so nobody else in my life would have to go through that. But I realized after years of us having this banter back and forth, I realized it wasn't healthy for me. And I realized that I actually was becoming a scapegoat or a crutch. And so I decided I wasn't going to do that. And it was very interesting because her world didn't crumble, my world didn't crumble, and I actually grew from that experience. Because then I was able to say, no, I'm going to choose me today. So, and yes, it is you. It's time for you to do you. Take some time for you. A lot of those of you who I actually talk to, who listen to this blog and who actually watch it, are in a caretaker spot where you caretake for everyone, if that's even really a word. You actually take care of everyone else. You're the one who's Miss Dependable, Mr. Responsibility. And sometimes you have to decide that no matter what is going on, the world is not going to end because you're not available at that time. They may just have to call somebody else, or they may just not have anyone, and the only one they can go to is the Creator, God Himself. And sometimes that's exactly what He needs us to do, is to get out of the way so that He can show Himself. And so I had to learn it was okay. And guess what? She's fine, and I'm so much better for it. So my question to you is, are you in that same situation? Asking yourself, is it me? Yes, it is you. It's you growing and changing into the human being you were called to be. So I challenge you to continue to make those steps because it's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. And until next time, raise expectation and create hope.